Hello, this is Wormhole Badger with a walkthrough of yet another scrolling message board in No Man's Sky. First, I want to give a shout out to GeckoGT for pointing me to tutorials by Nolinder, SelenianRanger, and Feralbyte. I was captured especially by the scrolling light board Nolinder made using shift registers and wanted to make one myself, but with a message content driven by Byte Beat boxes instead of switches and wiring. I must admit I had a bit of struggle learning how to use the Byte Beat and discovering what is best way to serialize data through shift registers. One hurdle was getting the shift register to work. Nolinder's shift register is self-clocking. You give it one clock and it takes over shifting out whatever initial bits were preloaded. In my case, preloading was not in the picture since my intention was to provide data one bit at a time from the Byte Beat boxes via Byte Beat switches. This also meant asynchronous self-clocking was useless since I needed synchronous clocking to keep the shift register in sync with the data stream coming from the Byte Beat switches. Discovering the correct design for the shift register sent me down a lot of dead ends, largely due to my lack of understanding of the behavior of logic parts available in No Man's Sky. I was a digital logic designer in a previous lifetime, so you would think that would give me a leg up, not so much as I'd hoped. NMS logic parts follow different laws of nature. Why use Byte Beat? Primarily, I recognized that Byte Beat would provide a considerable parts count reduction if used as a storage device for message data. In addition, Byte Beat can be configured to generate a clock signal to shift its data through the shift registers with, again, fewer parts. So over here, in the first work area that I'm going to show you, is my most recent latch and shift register design. Particularly, zoom into this area here. This is, yeah, the one on the left turned out to be the best design. That's this one right here. After I discovered the inverters serving as one-shots were useless, you can see them, reticule is pointing there, reticle pointing there. You see I have bypassed them, so just pretend they're not even there. One design goal was to compress the logic for one display pixel into the smallest space as possible. With that in mind, I used some tricks in Blender to bend and fold the parts tight together. On the right, let me go over there and show you. I'll have to jump up. You can see the, as soon as I get there, you can see two pixels, latches, chained together to form a two-stage shift register. Right now they're working to take data from way over here, let me show you, two Byte Beat boxes. The one on the right is clocking, is providing the clock signal. One left is providing the data. And you can see they're wired clock and data. Previously I had a toggle switch and a push button for my preliminary research. And that's the result you see up there, nicely compressed as soon as I can land into a two-stage shift register. So let's go see the results. Come over here to my laboratory. You can see the results of taking multiple pixels and arraying them into a display. Here is a 6x9 display. In front, you see 7 Byte Beats. The last one on the right is programmed to generate a clock signal. Each Byte Beat to the left provides data for one row of the display. Further to the right, you see a Byte Beat switch that decodes the clock. Around back, let's go over there. Look up, you'll see 6 Byte Beats decode the data for the 7 rows of data. onto the rows. And here are the latches that have been nicely put together in Blender into a matrix. And that's it. Now, let's go take a look at what we have in the Byte Beats themselves and how they're programmed and the issues. Let's first look at the clock source. I've got it set using a 2-count arpeggio. So the lowest note of the 7 notes is being used for clocking. Look at the shape of the envelope. Quick rise, quick fall. Nice long, a full envelope of the pulse. We need that. And for my preferences, I like sine waves. Let's do that. Advanced waveform is very simple, just a sine wave. Here's what all of the other Byte Beats look like and the data that they're providing. All of these are programmed from the other 7 Byte Beats, 6 Byte Beats, yes, into whatever you want to show up on that display. Now, one of the things I have noticed is that if one of your Byte Beats is 50% or below in the volume, it won't be picked up by the Byte Beat switches. So you got to keep that in mind. And I can't seem to get it go faster than 25 beats per minute. That's the fastest I go. I think that's just a limitation of the logic provided by No Man's Sky. Let me take you over to another build site where I have transported the hardware into a nicer looking structure. Let's hop down there. We'll go down below first. The fun part has been put down below here, but I want you to be able to get inside to see it. This Byte Beat switch is providing the clock. You can see it going red, blue, alternating. And each one of these guys is providing the data. You stand back and take a look at that, and you can watch the flow of data as it switches from one clock to the next. Alright, let's go up to the top and see how the new display looks. As you recall, previously it was a big 6x9 wall-sized display. I think this gives a better presentation. Took a large desk, plopped it down here, and took the 9x6 matrix and shrank it down quite a bit. And I also eliminated the gap between them. And for information, if you're ever going to put widgets or buttons on one of these desktops, this panel here is sloped at exactly 50 degrees. Just so take that into consideration if you're going to be doing that in Blender. But there it is. Good presentation. I had to house this thing inside because the bright sky and the middle of the day just puts too much glare on this. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this discussion on my variation of yet another scrolling display. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and if you want more, strike the bell.